Welcome to the Dojo, a search marketing news podcast presented by myself, Dale Davies, the head of marketing at Exposure Ninja. I'm joined by Charlie Marchant, our CEO, and I'm welcoming back once again Rebecca Pilkington, the head of PPC. How are you both doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just like everybody else, starting to feel that heat a bit more, bit by bit each day. How about you, Charlie? You feeling the heat?
Yeah, thriving. I'm here for it. I feel like I'm finally able to go outside and live the life I was meant to live in the sunshine.
I wish I felt like that. But we're not here to talk about the weather today. We're here to talk about, if you here, you probably read the title, which is working with YouTube influencers just became 10 times easier. How? That's the question. How is that easier? What's changed, Rebecca?
Well, nothing's changed just yet, but when we had the marketing live meeting at the beginning of May, Google announced that they were having a creator partnership, and this would be like a section in Google Ads where you can basically engage with content creators and promote their videos in your ad campaigns. So any content creator that you're working with that is promoting your products or your services, you can pull them in and use them in your advertising campaigns. And this is all directly in Google Ads as well. So it's not an extra platform, it's not an extra service, it's all neatly packaged within your Google Ads platform.
And is this something you would run on its own or as part of another campaign, like as an attachment? You might set up a traditional AdWords campaign and you're going to like tick the button that activates this, or could you run it on its own?
So it depends what strategy you're running in PPC. So you can have it as a standalone YouTube campaign, or you can add it to PMAX campaigns and demand gen campaigns as well. It just really gives you the option. It's really cool, actually. I'm really excited to use it. It just gives you the option to bring everything into one place, because the way we work at the minute, we're all using user-generated content. We're all using content creators to make videos for us. Then they send us the video over and we upload it to Google Ads platform, and that's fine. You have your relationship with the content creator, they get paid, or however you're working things. However, now with this new integration that we've got, you can upload the video. Let me just explain how it like all links together. It might make more sense.
Okay,
So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, when you go into the creator platform, it like essentially opens like a YouTube window, and it recommends videos to you that you can promote. And these videos will be mentioning brand names. So using Google's algorithm, it will pull them all into one place. So the creators that you're working with, you would expect to see their videos there if they're promoting them on their YouTube channels. So you can then link to that video, which is really, really important, because this is not what we're getting at the moment. So by linking to that video, you then enter into like a brand partnership with the creator. So the ad runs on the creator's organic YouTube channel. We get like a little sponsored partnership. So like you can have your brand name in there. And then what that also gives us access to is the organic analytics of the video, the paid analytics of the video. And what is really, really cool as well, we can segment audience data from that video. So the content creators, followers, viewers, anybody that's interacting in that video, we can create a custom audience based on that, which is really, really cool.
Charlie, are you excited by the prospect of being able to work with YouTubers a bit easier?
Honestly, yes. I think businesses who are already working with creators in some way to get UGC, user-generated content, which is quite commonplace. We've already got a lot of that going on in Meta ads, for example. We see it quite a lot of the time. At the moment, you have to go and source that either manually. So you're actually manually emailing people to find the right influencers to work with, as Rebecca said, to then go and upload the videos, etc. It's a really long process to collaborate with influencers like that. There's been loads of platforms that have popped up that are essentially UGC platforms, and they work really hard to attract content creators who have good social accounts, and sometimes not even good social accounts, that would just be very personable on video to make UGC content. And then you end up paying fees to these platforms that make life a lot easier to actually find and manage and brief creators, because they've built systems to do that process for you. But then you're essentially still getting all of that stuff through a different platform, then going onto your ads platform. To me, it makes perfect sense that YouTube would decide to do this, to sort of bring it in-house, make it so much easier for advertisers who are doing this, and make it really accessible for advertisers who perhaps hadn't thought to do this or didn't know where to go to get this kind of UGC content. So I think it's great. I think it's a really important shift. And I also think it's kind of no surprise that YouTube would want to do it.
Why do you think it's no surprise exactly?
I think it's no surprise because Google owns YouTube. We're seeing YouTube videos, shorts, other types of videos come up in the search results more and more. We're seeing them quite prominently sometimes, and I'm talking about both traditional search results. Sometimes they're coming above those 10 blue links. We see it quite a lot, especially on how-to type of phrases. They also come up in AI results. They come up in LLMs, large language models like ChatGPT as well for certain types of searches. For Google, this makes perfect sense. They own YouTube. They have every reason to be pushing YouTube content further and to be keeping searchers in Google's ecosystem for as long as possible. And using different content formats is a brilliant way to do that. But particularly, I think we expected this because over time, we know search trends have been changing. Our younger generations, so I'm talking about Gen Z, who are sort of age 10 to 28, they're heavy video consumers. They look at video a lot more than other generations have when they're searching. IMDb stat, 90% of Gen Z watch YouTube at least weekly, and they're massive forms of short form, snackable video content, which essentially is what UGC does as well. Millennials, the next generation up, they're sort of 29 to 44 bracket, high video consumption. And then it's our Gen X and our boomers, less so with video. They're not used to video because it's not something they grew up with. It's a new type of search, but it is growing for them as well. So based on that, Google and YouTube have every reason to start pushing really hard towards that next generation of searches and integrating video more and more. And why not make money from it, from their advertising platform? I think it's been coming for a long time.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot more in the platform as well. So the campaign options that you're getting, they're pushing you more to use more video, and you get rewarded for using video. So on your PMAX campaigns, if you don't have any videos on there, you don't get that quality score. You get an average or a good quality score. If you upload the video, then you're getting an excellent quality score, and Google will reward you by showing your video to more people. So we're seeing that across the board with how Google are wanting us to work. And then from a partnership perspective as well. So advertisers, we get rewarded as well. We've got a partner badge at EN, and a lot of other well, not a lot, but some other advertisers will have that partnership badge as well. And part of gaining that badge is that you must have videos in your campaign, and all the people working on your accounts must have a video certification, like training from Google. So we're seeing this shift as well in the advertising platform as well, that Google are wanting to like monopolize on. I mean, they do monopolize on the video sphere in Google, but they're wanting to take everything in-house, as you said, Charlie. They're wanting to make you keep everything in the platform.
Rebecca, for those who might be listening that aren't really sure what the Google Partner Badge means, can you explain why it's important that people might be looking for an agency with a Google Partner status like Exposure Ninja has?
Yeah. So it is really important to look into these things when looking for an agency. It is kind of like a trust signal to anybody searching for an agency. So one of the main things you would want to look for, whether you're wanting Meta ads or Google ads or Microsoft, is that you've got the respective platforms badge. So we have a Google Partner Badge. And what that means is we have to have certain criteria, tick off certain criteria to get that badge. So everybody that works on our accounts are certified by Google. We've gone through all the Google training. We are using videos and search and all the other campaigns, shopping campaigns across accounts, and we're generating a good level of ROI from our clients, and we're heavy spenders on Google Ads as well. So all of these are trust signals. You can actually go onto Google and look at all their partners, and you'll find Exposure Ninja in there if you're wanting to partner with a trusted agency. But basically, it's just like a little badge that we get, like a Blue Peter badge. We've done well. Here's your Google badge. You should trust us.
That's the first time I've ever heard anybody refer to the partner badge as a Blue Peter badge. I'm going to use it for now and for always. That's amazing.
It's such a great example.
Well, the one thing I really like about the badge, and when it was first proposed to you, we added to the website and stuff like quite a while ago at this point, because we've been pretty consistent doing like really well with Google Ads for our clients, is the part about how much campaign budget you've managed over the time. Like, you're not going to build that up if you aren't consistently delivering against, you know, the ROAS goals and the conversion goals and stuff like that. So I think that particular part really convinced me, like, we should definitely add that on there. But just to come back to the Creator Partnership Hub, is it going to be useful for every kind of business? So I can see where UGC is incredibly common in more B2C with e-commerce stores. But if, let's say I do home bathroom installations or mortgages and things like that, am I going to be able to use this in the same way? Or is it only going to be applicable to where video reviews of products or things like that are more common or part of the buyer journey?
We will see it more common in the B2C and the commerce industry. However, it is a strategy that everybody should build into their organic and paid strategies. You should always be using user-generated content. User-generated content doesn't have to look or feel one specific way. It can be a testimonial. If you look at the construction sphere, there is a very well-known YouTube channel and TikTok account that posts funny videos of construction sites and accidents and things, and they do paid partnerships as well with safety brands. So that would be one way of working with a content creator from a B2B lead gen audience. It doesn't necessarily have to be, look at this t-shirt, look at these shoes, that kind of thing. It needs to fit your audience. It needs to fit your tone of voice. And there are always influencers in each sphere, even if it's B2B. There'll be financial experts that maybe you want to pull in to say, I've worked with this company. They've done really well for my clients getting mortgages and things like that as well. So it's really important, because UGC does act as a trust signal. It appears as though it's an organic or native video in your feeds, and people react a lot better to it. If you think about, as individuals, like our purchase journeys, whether it's through a like physical product or a service, I would always rather go with a company or a brand where somebody's recommended it to me. And this is the online version of, my friend gave me your number, can you come and do a job for me? This is what UGC content is designed for. It's giving that social proof, it's giving that trust signal. And as well, in the paid sphere, we're constantly battling to be seen. We know that we're getting suppressed a little bit each time. Like, it's on Meta, on Google, we see that ads are, we're competing. A lot of people are advertising. If your ad stands out, you're going to have one polished scripted ad, and then one that's your favorite content creator, and they're telling you about a product. Which ad is going to convert more for you? Will it be the polished ad that's like a heavy sales message, or is it going to be your content creator that you have subscribed to their channel and you watch all their videos, and now they're telling you about a product that you're interested in your downtime as well?
I actually think this could be a huge differentiator for B2B as well. I think when we think of UGC, the automatic thing is to think of fitness influencers, people promoting hotels, people promoting health supplements. Those are the kind of areas that have really driven UGC very quickly, and it's been extremely effective in those industries. More service-based businesses, even if they're B2C, it's huge for them too, and it works in a very similar way because people still want real testimonials, particularly with high ticket items that they might be buying. So things like a bathroom installation, not an easy decision. Things like real estate agents that are trustworthy and not going to run you around the houses, really important big decision that people make. Even things I think like Pilates memberships that are, may I add, very expensive for an annual membership. You do actually want to see real people's experiences saying, you know, like, I absolutely love this. This has been massive for my body conditioning, all of those kinds of things. When it comes to B2B, I think it works a little bit differently in that in those sectors, particularly if we're thinking about finance, tech, SaaS, any kind of software or product platform that's B2B, educational content is huge because one of the major blockers for actually getting conversions and customers for those is people not necessarily understanding the sector very well, feeling like it's very complicated and there's so much to know and they're not really sure where to start. Or if it's a software, having no idea how the software actually works and whether it actually solves the problem that they have. So I think we're going to see more of a different type of UGC coming here. And I think that will be more things like real life product demos, customer stories from other businesses, how it impacted their business, success stories, case studies, potentially even like tutorials about like working examples of how a software has been used to influence a business, and things like feature overviews, that kind of thing will definitely come into UGC. And I think it's actually a huge opportunity for B2B to think about, okay, how do I really, really get close to my customers in interesting educational ways? And video is a great way to do it.
I often come back to something that somebody once said to me, the B2B doesn't have to mean boring to boring. Like, you don't necessarily have to do like the standard videos you would expect a B2B business to do. Like, one good example on TikTok right now organically is ClickUp. So ClickUp is if I remember correctly, is a task management platform, or maybe it's like Monday.com. It just wants to be everything as long as you pay for it. But they've gone down the completely, let's just do what people are looking for on TikTok, something more social, more fun. You could do the same thing. You don't have to necessarily do something really boring. You could just lean into the lighter side of social media, depending on the platform, and maybe mix it up. Like, you've seen LinkedIn recently try to do more entertaining ad videos that you may see if you're on YouTube today, where it's, you know, there's a forklift coming into the office and, you know, blah blah blah. But it's fun, and it, you know, it makes you pay more attention. And in actual facts, at Cannes this week, there's the Cannes Lions, which is like the big advertising thing that happens in the south of France. They have an established entertainment category now of like, here are ads that are entertaining and try to make people feel a little bit differently about your brand. I think the B2B companies should lean more into that in the same way that B2C companies are. And this is a fantastic opportunity to do so, even if it's just as an experiment. You can work with a couple of creators, see if it works for you, if you see an uptick in the right areas or not. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. There are plenty of advertising campaigns that have been run in the past that people just don't remember. It will be just a little blip in the timeline of advertising that you've done over the years. So it's totally worth doing.
Yeah, business to business is still a human to human purchasing decision. Ultimately, it's going to be a human in one business speaking to a human in another business. We're influenced the same way by the marketing we see, by the first person experiences. I think it's going to be equally important. I just think, as you say, Dale, like a little dose of creativity more probably needed in the B2B sector to figure out how to get it working for you.
Rebecca, do you think that there's like a minimum spend required to kind of get this up and running as well? And what I mean by that is, do I need to have a baseline PPC budget I'm already dedicating that I could do this as well? Because I imagine there are a lot of companies that are spending 10, 15, 20, 25K per month on a standard, maybe AdWords, a display campaign, PMax, and now AI Max for search, which is, I believe, finally here as well. are they going to have to find another 5 to 10K to pay for this too, or is it relatively going to be more or less the same price? Do we know?
No, you won't have to find masses of budget. You can build it into your existing campaign structure using your existing budget. Like I say, you can add videos to PMAX campaigns. So if you're already running PMAX campaigns, you can add that there. If you're already running demand gen and YouTube, you can add these UGC style videos there. The only thing to be aware of in terms of cost is the partnership platform within Google Ads is free to access, but you have to pay or come to an agreement with the content creator that you're working with. So that would be on YouTube's Brand Connect. So that's outside of Google Ads, but it's in the YouTube platform. And how you access that is you would go in, you would write a brief, content creators see your brief, they pitch lots of different ideas. You pick which one you like best. I'm going to work with this content creator, and then you negotiate like fees and contracts and deliverables. That's the only additional fee. If you did want to spend lots more on ad spend doing that, that's totally fine as well. Like, the sky is the limit with this. You can test it on a smaller budget, or you can throw everything at it, but we always recommend testing and putting a small budget outside your main campaigns, so that if it doesn't work out, you haven't ruined all that hard work that you've done over the months optimizing your existing core campaigns.
And do you think it's going to pair up well with other platforms too? So, for example, if I'm running this, I'm using the Creator Partnership Hub with Google Ads, am I going to easily be able to set up a similar kind of campaign on Facebook or Meta ads at the same time? Or would you recommend just going for one over the other? Or I don't know.
You could do. The only thing with the Partnership Creator Hub is we're linking directly to the YouTube channel. So we're not downloading anything and uploading it. We are just linking to that YouTube video, and then Google is promoting that YouTube video. You may get the content creator to send you a physical copy, and you may want to also upload that to Meta, LinkedIn, any other platform that you're advertising on. We always recommend having a multi-channel strategy. There's nothing to say that you can't use these videos on landing pages and in email campaigns and on your homepage. You should be utilizing all the content that you've got. And again, we recommend having a multi-channel marketing strategy and not just focusing on one channel. But to have this in Google Ads, and the main selling feature of this is being able to tap into that creator's audience and capture additional audiences to market to outside your normal reach. So that is the main advantage of the Partnership Hub.
And I think that the reason that I went with the title that we did today about it being 10 times easier to do is because I've seen the screenshots from the Google Marketing Live in May. And it literally is just like a lineup of, here are some YouTubers you can work with. And it tells you, here's what their audience engagement rate is like and how big their audience is and so on. And you just have to just click on that person. It's probably not as easy as that. You click and you've got to fill out a lot of, extra stuff too.
No,
I love the array of options.
Yeah, it is that easy. You just click. You've already had your agreement with your content creator through your other partnerships. They've uploaded it to YouTube. You click to link, the creator accepts, and you can use that in your campaigns. You have all the analytics, and you can start creating audience pools, remarketing pools on the back of that content creator's data.
I suppose the expertise that's required here is the strategic stuff of like understanding who to go with, how to do it as part of a broader campaign, rather than just, for example, if I had a B2B business myself, just opening up a platform, clicking a few YouTubers, hoping for the best. It's probably not going to work, right?
No. In the Brand Connect platform, you'll have recommendations based on your brand as well. There'll be recommendations based on followers, what field they're in, what their interests are. So it works like many other content creator platforms. They will suggest things to you that are relevant, and then you can start that partnership. Or if you're already working with somebody externally from Brand Connect, you can find their YouTube channel and connect to those videos that you've already had created like months ago and start advertising those again and using that audience data.
I had a look at the back end of the Exposure Ninja YouTube channel. And if you haven't visited and subscribed, which you should do, you should go to youtube.com/@Exposure Ninja. I looked at the Brand Connect part, and it just explains what the Exposure Ninja audience looks like. It does give you like a good breakdown of these are the subject areas that people are interested in that audience, but also their shopping habits as well, or shopping preferences when it comes to subjects. And because we've done videos where we break down financial marketing, for example, we've looked at investment companies and banking companies and mortgage companies and stuff like that, because that's a sector we do really well in. Now we're showing up as we're a good candidate to work with banking companies if we wanted to do some brand partnerships. So, you know, Revolut or Monzo, if you're out there, feel free to, you know, hit us up on Brand Connect. We're more than happy to discuss something and see if we can work together. It's pretty fun, I gotta say. Is there anything else in the platform that you spotted that you're really excited about?
I'm itching to get my hands on this. Obviously, it's in beta at the moment, so I've not seen it. I've just seen the videos from Marketing Live, but I'm really excited to try this, and maybe even for Ian, try it for us, for our marketing as well, would be a great guinea pig to start with. Yeah, I'm just excited to test the inner workings, and that audience data as well is really, really exciting. It's nothing's been done like this before from a search perspective, and we're seeing a big shift. This has been around for Meta for quite a while, where we've been able to do brand partnerships and link up to creators' ad accounts, but we've never had this from Google. And it just shows that Google is now moving into a more visual platform. And that content is really important in your page strategies as well. We can see with the emergence of PMax and demand gen and YouTube shorts and the YouTube videos, we're using a lot more audience data and interest targeting. So we're moving away. We still use keywords, but we are moving away from keywords just a little bit. So we're getting more of a prospective audience. We can prospect to people that aren't necessarily searching for your products or your service, and we can get in front of people at optimum times that they're going to be interested in your product or service. So yeah, it's really exciting, and it's a big shift away from what we were doing 5-10 years ago in search.
I suppose that's largely down to how the nature of search has changed as well, Charlie.
I think this is quite an evolution that we're seeing with Google. We're seeing like the AI mode roll out. We're seeing search become more visual. We're seeing loads more appearances of Reddit, unsurprisingly, loads more experiences of YouTube, and people actually like using Google Lens. Like finally, Google Lens has caught on, which is great. Yeah, you and I, Dale, are big fans of Google Lens. Use it for just everything in my general life, searching all sorts of things. Where's this lamp in this hotel from? Just pop it on Google Lens and have a look. And I think that is the direction that we're going. We're Dale and I, not to give our age away, but we're very much in the millennial audience, and our shifting habits, I think, are just symptomatic of what we're seeing in general across lots of areas, lots of people. And I think it's just going to become more and more the norm that search is varied, that it's AI powered, that it's visual, that actually we watch videos probably more than we read, and that's just the direction we're heading.
Yeah, on that point, I looked at my YouTube viewing stats earlier, and I'm on 55 hours for this week of YouTube viewing. Like, wow. I'm really hooked into it. Yeah, I gotta say, like, I kind of use it for when I go to sleep as well. Like, I pop in an earphone and I listen to the same videos I know before I fall asleep to help me fall asleep. Otherwise, my mind just wanders. I'm thinking about like SEO and AI search at 2 o'clock in the morning. True story. Yeah, I think I've made this prediction in previous videos as well, in previous podcasts, that we've got AI overviews, this text response to your long tail query, this conversational query. We've got audio overviews, which is in testing as well. If you haven't tested out, it's really interesting. Just go to google.labs and you should see it in the options there, and it will then create like a little podcast at the bottom of an AI overview if you want to get like an audio understanding of something. But my prediction is that there's going to be video overviews as well. And you kind of see that in the search results today, where if you search for how does this drill work, it will show up a video of like, watch from this segment onwards, you'll be able to see this. That's going to be part of AI mode, or maybe just a type of response going forward as well. You'll have video overviews, which either are going to be from YouTube, so from these creators that you've done the organic work with, or via this platform, or there's going to be like video creations using Google's like VO tool, this AI that can create videos from scratch. So if I say I'm looking for advice about this subject matter, let's say there's not a good video for it, it's just going to create it, where it's just somebody, an avatar, talking about the subject, or showing you around their garden, of telling you like, this is how you should plot out where you should put your different things. It could literally be anything. So if you're using the Creator Partnership Hub to forge these connections and get this content created by the brief submissions, it should hopefully be pulled into this or video overview, or just the standard AI mode going forward as well. At least that's the way I kind of see things. Before we finish this off, is there anything else about this you want to make sure that people are aware of?
I think I've mentioned quite a lot. The main thing to take away from this is yes, it is a video function, but the data that you're going to get from promoting these videos is invaluable, and the audiences that you're going to reach are going to be invaluable. And I just think, how cool would it be to maybe partner with one, like from an EN strategy, with one of our clients, and them holding an Exposure Ninja book and saying Exposure Ninja are the best, got me to the top of Google, just seeing that on one of our clients' YouTube channels, and then we could promote that. I mean, that's not the best strategy, but the possibilities are there. It doesn't necessarily have to be, I need to find the top content creator. You need to think smartly how you can get in front of other people's, how you can get your products and your services out there and visible, and how you can use that data to further propel the success of your ad campaigns. So yeah, I'm very excited to test this.
Charlie, any final thoughts you'd like to share before we close up?
I would just reiterate what Rebecca's saying there about the creators that you actually work with are really important. And the thing to avoid doing is just being like, this is the biggest influencer I know of, I'll just put all of my money on black and hope for the best. Actually, we've seen this over years. Influencer partnerships have been working back in the days of like working with bloggers, to now social media influencers, TikTok influencers, Meta ads, UGC, all of that stuff. It's actually much, much, much more important to get someone who is in line with who your customers actually are, that's relatable to them, that shares a similar kind of tone of voice and represents your business in the way that you want it to come across, and actually resonates with them. Even if that is a smaller influencer, which is great because that works better for smaller budgets as well, rather than just think, okay, I need to have like the Kim Kardashian of my industry and that's totally unaffordable, this will never work for me. We actually need to think more creatively. We need to think more about who our specific target customers are and who they are watching, or even if they've not heard of or watched that influencer before, who are they going to gel with when they hear them speaking in an ad, when they hear them actually in a video.
I love that. It reminds me of like brand blitzes, where in theory you could work with 100 different nano influencers, so influencers with a very small audience but highly engaged, and just completely blitz all of the social channels in one day, so that it doesn't matter where anybody goes, they're just hearing about your business in that moment, and it comes across more organic, hopefully, because you forge an organic, or via this platform, a new paid opportunity. But kind of love the idea, like instead of one person, work with 10, instead of 10, work with 100 if you can. Okay, but that's it for next week. And on the point of age, join us next Friday for my birthday stream. And turning 40, you'll be able to join me looking older than ever live on youtube.com/@exposure ninja. If you'd like to hear loads more episodes from us, there's now 450. I'm losing count at this point. Go to exposureninja.com/podcast. You'll be able to catch all of those. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Stay safe, drink plenty of water, and hydrate if you're in the heat as well. And so see you all next Friday. Take care and bye.
Bye.